Now this is going to be our dedicated tracking test for the Lito X1. If you don't already, the Lito is the new generation of mini drones from DJI. They offer all the premium features, including full omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, the full active track suite, and with the X1 you get a built-in front-facing LiDAR and the ability to track people, bikes, and cars up to 43 kilometers an hour. We're going to put it through the test in those specific scenarios to see how reliable it is in terms of obstacle avoidance and tracking. Let's get into it. Now, firstly, we can do a walking test. We're going to be in bypass mode in the nifty setting, so we get the most capabilities in terms of obstacle avoidance. So this is just a basic walking test. I'm just going to basically walk towards the drone. I have it set so it follows me at the back, so it's just going to do a little 180 spin, and it does a great job, pretty smooth, and you can see that the drone does a pretty good job of maintaining follow distance, especially at walking pace. It does sway back and forth quite a bit, and it does get hung up at times, as you just saw right there, but still maintaining pretty good overall distance. We're now kind of speeding things up, and we're just doing a basic walking test, and as you can see, it follows me great. We'll do a little 360 spin, and you can do this on the fly as you're controlling it with the controller. Now we're going to do something a little bit more challenging. We're going to go through these series of trees, and you're going to notice that I'm going to be blocking some of the pathways over here, so the drone has to figure out which specific pathway it has to take, not crash into anything, especially with the amount of hazards that you're seeing in front of it as well. You're seeing that it's blocked by certain trees. It's going to make a move pretty quick because I'm going further away, and there's that move right there. So nice and smooth, and did a great job of avoiding all these little tree branches and so many potential crash points, and it does a remarkable job of making sure it doesn't crash. Now we're going through the similar situation. You can see that there's tree branches in front of it. It knows it can't go through, so it's going to have to keep going on a parallel line and then find a specific little gate where there's not that many tree branches, and it does a little sidestep over here, still kind of figure things out, and then boom. So really great job of avoiding all those obstacles. Okay, so now we're going to do a little biking test. There isn't a biking mode. It's just basically a person follow or a car vehicle follow mode. You can set some of the parameters in terms of the inner and outer heights and camera motion, either normal or fast. We're going to set it to the fast motion just so we have it at the most responsive kind of dynamic tracking mode. So we're going through this little semi kind of trail that's kind of complicated, not very technical, but lots of little tree branches everywhere, heavily bushed over here, and you can see that it is kind of struggling to keep up, but maintains pretty good tracking position. You can see that it's very busy in navigating through this pathway over here. I had to stop a little bit to make it catch up, and we'll resume once it does catch up, once I start getting going over here. And I'm going to do a quick little turn, and it kind of lost me right there. So I'm in the bushes, and it has no idea where the target has gone. So that's a fail in terms of the lost tracking position. I'm going to steer it back in the right direction where I'm right there, and we're going to reacquire the target. By the way, I have the controller mounted on the handlebars, so I can basically see what's happening in real time and adjust things if needed. And now we're going to go through this little downhill. Does a great job of avoiding those obstacles. Now we're picking up some speed. Good, smooth overall transition. Very similar performance to what we encountered with the Neo, which we always do this specific run with all of our drones thus far. And it's going to have to dive down a little here to avoid those trees, and it does. And it kind of stops a little bit briefly, but keeps going. Now it's lost it doesn't know where I am, but it's still going forward. It knows where and then it required. So this is the crazy thing about this computer vision system, is it can't require, but this is way too high, and it's gonna have to fall down, and we crash. Now, I've logged a few hours with the Lito X1, and this is the first time it's ever crashed. This was quite an extreme situation, but it is possible nonetheless to have this kind of scenario where it makes a wrong decision and results in a crash. Luckily, the drone was pretty much unharmed, and we were able to resume our flight without any incident for the next few kilometers, and did a great job of continuing to follow me over here. And one thing that was super impressive was this scenario where we're going underneath this underpass pass underneath the bridge, and it needs to dive underneath this section over here. Great amount of dynamic range. It does a great job of following me over here, and it hesitates a little bit out of the exit, but then it catches up again in a little bit, as you can see over here. So a little bit of hesitation here and there. So if you are patient with the drone, it'll probably catch up to you eventually. Now we're just going to speed up. This was pretty much without any incident, again, because it's a clear pathway. And this is where the drone really excels at. Here we're going through another bridge underpass. We have the tracking data over here. We have a fellow coming by. It does a great job avoiding him and avoiding all the bushes and all the obstacles in the pathway. So great job in that scenario. And here's me just turning around the other direction. As you can see, it's following to the rear of me, so it's going to have to kind of get out of the way, do a little 180, and resume tracking, which it does a great job in. And even in this situation, we're going over this little bridge over here. It's going to have to dive underneath this trees in order to maintain tracking. It slows down a little bit, again, because it hesitates, but then it speeds up and reacquires the exact tracking distance. Now we're going to do some occlusion tracking tests on the bike. So we have kind of the same series of trees where we're going to do some solemn back and forth. It's going to lose tracking and then regain tracking, and does a pretty great job, honestly, compared to many of the previous generation drones we've tested over here. And as you can see, it actually predicts where your target is going to be, even if it's not in direct line of sight. So with that predictive algorithm, it does a great job of anticipating your moves, and it holds on to your position. So that was super impressive. And we're avoiding all these little tree branches. We're going to do a little off-roading on this grassy surface over here, go through some of these trees, and this is just super impressive, honestly. I know it's not perfect, but the way it just manages to find a path like 80 to 90% of the time is pretty darn incredible. And even in a situation over here where it's going to have to dive down a little bit, it slows down, so it's not going to maintain exact tracking position in the distance of the subject, but still very, very impressive to see it do these technical moves. Now we're going to do a little high-speed test on the bike. The tracking speed is up to 43 kilometers an hour, regardless of whatever the tracking subject is, and does a good job of maintaining tracking position at this speed. It does follow a little bit further than I would like, but still not a bad tracking shot. Okay, so now we're going to move on to some vehicle tracking, which was really surprising to find, especially in this budget-oriented drone. Usually vehicle tracking, it was always supported for the more premium end of DJI's line, but now it's pretty much starting at the entry-level position. And you can see it's recognized as a car. We have those specific car settings. It does a great job of maintaining tracking position in complex environments. As you can see, trees on left and right, and pretty darn remarkable that we have this feature. We have full 360 degrees, so we can do 360 turns, 180s, and make some really cool dynamic movements with vehicles. We can also follow from the front, as you can see over here, and as long as you're not going too fast, this is definitely a very viable option. Here's some shots in some more open environments, and we're going to do a big 360 degree turn over here. Does a great job of executing that camera move in a very smooth fashion, and we're going fairly slow, like under 20 kilometers an hour. And for shots like this is really impressive to see. Doing these big camera moves, it's going to go across different trees and obstacles, and sometimes you can get caught up, but if you give it a little bit of space and time, it eventually will get out of that position, reacquire the specific target, and continuing forward. You can obviously want to maintain control over the drone at all times for safety critical reasons, but it is definitely a very independent flying solution that is quite reliable in terms of tracking even vehicles. Now, as you saw from the results, the tracking performance on the Lito X1 is pretty darn exceptional. It's not perfect, it can get caught up at times, but for the most part, I would say it's like 80 to 90% reliable in most situations. On foot, it's dead reliable. In a more high-speed cycling situation, it can be a little bit hit and miss in times, but certainly for slow-moving shots, very usable. Now, the tracking performance does sway back and forth a little bit, and it would be nice to have maybe like a dolly track mode where you have a more locked-in tracking shot with less variables in terms of left, right, up, and down movements. Perhaps that could be done in a future update. Additionally, unlike the Neo 2, which has a dedicated cycling mode, it would have been really cool to have a dedicated mode for cycling specifically. Based on the software right now, it can track people on foot and in the car, and obviously you can track people on bikes as well if you select that target, but it doesn't seem to be super optimized for that given our experience thus far. But overall, a super powerful and capable tracking drone with amazing obstacle avoidance that's very safe to fly, as you saw from the results. If you want to check out our full dedicated video on the Lito X1 as well as the Lito and how it compares against the previous generation mini drones, check out our full dedicated review video. I want to thank DJI for supplying us this review sample. I want to thank you guys even more for watching and continuing to support the channel. Please make sure you're liked and subscribed and have post notifications turned on.